Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We are here at the historic pit at the old Phillipsburg High School. We're here for the Hal Phillipsburg dual meet, clash of two state battles.
You know, let's start talking about the kids who aren't ever talked about.
Exactly. Welcome to Jersey Mat Chat.
How you doing? My name's Gary Wade. I'm an official here in the state of New Jersey. We're in need of officials. So if you're interested in becoming an official, please visit our website, njwoa.net. You'll fill out an application process and you'll get a response back from Mark Sherman, who's in charge of the state of New Jersey for the cadets that join our ranks. The qualifications are you just have to be 18 years old. We could use you. We're shorthanded.
Do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir! Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We are here at the historic pit at the old Phillipsburg High School. We're here for the Hal Phillipsburg dual meet, clash of two state powers. We're here to just kick back, watch some good wrestling. But in the meantime, I got a Phillipsburg legend to my right and the current superintendent of Phillipsburg schools, right?
That's correct.
Superintendent of Phillipsburg schools, Greg Troxell. Greg, thanks for having us.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys are here.
Fantastic hosts.
We're proud to have the opportunity to host you guys.
We love it. Greg, you were born and raised in Phillipsburg, wrestled here enough times, right?
Yep.
What are, we're watching a JV match, by the way. What are your first and earliest memories of inside these four walls?
Well, I think, you know, when I reflect back on my childhood, it really starts here because as a child growing up in Phillipsburg, wrestling was introduced to you at a young age. And my father graduated from Phillipsburg in 1961. That was the first year the pit was built. The pit opened in the fall of 1960. So my father's senior year, they had the opportunity to experience wrestling matches here. So at the age of 18, my father really took a liking to Phillipsburg wrestling. He was not a wrestler, he was a basketball player. But he continued to live in Phillipsburg. Obviously, I was born here, and attending Phillipsburg wrestling matches at the pit was something that I did from a very young age. So wanting to be a Phillipsburg wrestler and wanting to wrestle and getting to wrestle out in front of this crowd was something that was putting to me at a very young age and to many students and kids at a young age in Phillipsburg.
When did the pit gain its mystique as the pit, and where did the name the pit come from?
That's a good question. My son asked me that earlier today. I'm assuming that the pit was just sort of a phrase for a close environment. I don't know when it started, but I would think it's opened in, this gym opened in 1960. So I would think at a very soon after. I mean, if you look at the bleachers for a basketball game, we can't open those bleachers the entire way because it's on the basketball court. So this actual gym, I believe, was designed for wrestling.
Yeah.
Because the bleachers come so close to the mat.
So what are your, now Phillipsburg has always been is it safe to say, is it a wrestling first town? Or football?
I think that, when wrestling started here, I think in 1946, football, obviously we had a football program way beyond 1946, but there probably weren't a lot of sports and opportunities for kids at that time, but wrestling was an opportunity. But now, just through Title IX and whatnot, there's a lot of opportunities besides wrestling and football. But this was a traditional football wrestling community when Phillipsburg started through the early 1900s and mid 1900s. Wrestling, I'd be lying if I didn't say that wrestling wasn't one of the best, one of the opportunities that kids had at their disposal at a very young age.
So what do you feel like, since the new high school was built, why do you guys still have matches here occasionally, or one a year or two a year? What is it about it that you want to preserve?
I think the tradition that many of the old timers, so to speak, remember about the pit. I think there is, there's just there's a mystique to it, and I think trying to keep the past, but honoring the past by having a match here, but also knowing that we have a 2,000 seat new gym, that we built, we built a new high school, a new gym in it. So, and our wrestling room is there, and the convenience is of having a match there. I think, so it's sort of a bridge to the past, I think, to have one match here. I think is why we continue to do it.
What is the capacity here?
I would say about 1,200.
Oh, 1,200.
1,200, I would say, yeah. Yep.
Looks like it would fit a little bit more than that, but you would know.
Yeah, about 1,200.
Okay, 1,200. Now, who sets up? Did the team set up the mats, or is there mats here?
There are no mats here, so it's a
hassle.
Yeah, it's a hassle. I don't want to say hassle because our student athletes, our wrestlers love to do it because they love having the match here. But you got to get the mats on a truck.
Yeah,
you got to get them here. You got to set up the convenience.
And that's on match day.
We did that today. Yeah, we did that today. Okay. And even the bathroom facilities, they're not the best.
Yeah.
But for that one night to bring back the charm of the pit, I think everybody's willing to just
that's awesome.
To take a little, maybe they don't have the conveniences of the new high school, but they're willing to do it for that one night a year.
So, what's your specific Greg Troxell memory of this place as an athlete?
Oh man, I mean, I was so fortunate because I had the opportunity to wrestle here for 4 years, from 1986 to 1990. I was part of some really, really big matches here as a wrestler. And then I had the opportunity in 1995 to come back as an assistant coach. So I coached from 1995 as an assistant to 2000. Then I was head coach from 2000 to 2004. So either as a wrestler in the late 80s, early 90s, or as a coach from the mid 90s to the early 2000s, I was just part of some really tremendous wrestling programs, teams.
Yeah.
Some really great teams back then.
You did.
Played some great rivalries.
How about the Highland rivalries of the 80s?
Highland rivalries of the 80s. I was here as a kid with my father. I remember him very well, both watching matches here and at Highlands.
Yeah.
What I just found.
Where's that at?
In the mat.
That's nothing. On the corner? Yeah, that's nothing. Thank you. It's nothing.
It's nothing?
Yeah, no, it's nothing. I could just, appreciate you, Dan.
I mean, there were just some, the public school rivalries, which sort of have, the private schools have really taken over wrestling, as you know, in the last, 15, 20 years. But back in those years, the public school rivalries were intense.
Okay.
I mean, in North Hunterdon and Peaburg, and, Hunterdon Central in Phillipsburg, and Warren Hills in Phillipsburg, and and Absegami in Phillipsburg. We built some rivalry. And obviously, the 1999 Paulsboro Phillipsburg match, which Phillipsburg was the crown jewel of the North, and Paulsboro was the best in the South, and it was the uncivil war, and the match was built.
Was that 99? The 27-26 one?
27-26 or 28-27.
Yeah.
We won 8 of those 14 matches that
they got bonus
Saturday afternoon, and they had 2 pins, which was the difference in the match.
Yes.
Tom Curl was a freshman.
Yep.
Going out against our senior. He lost, but if our senior, Steve Kopinski, needed to pin him in order for us to win, and Curl stayed off the back and wrestled a phenomenal match as a freshman.
1.6 seconds to go.
6 seconds away.
You'll see history.
Go right into it.
Number 1, number 2 in the state.
It's
over. He got takedown. It's over. It's over.
This place didn't just host matches. It really shaped lives. And I think that's the story behind the pit.
Yeah.
If you could come out here and wrestle in this environment, when the lights go out tonight, and this student section is chirping and going crazy, and the referees and fans are on top of the official. If you can wrestle in this environment, then you can really do a lot in life.
Yeah,
because this is going to test your every resolve as a wrestler. And to do it night in and night out, like we did in the 80s and 90s, all the way up until 2016, it teaches a lot of character.
Now, since you wrestled here, since all of your home meets were here,
yes,
you were kind of spoiled. Correct. Now, as an administrator, superintendent, do you cherish the occasional match here now?
I think so. I do. I mean, we've gotten used to the new high school because we've been doing it 10 years now. But coming back here, it's like you never left.
Yeah.
And it's really it's a special place. And all the big wrestling fans in New Jersey that have been here will tell you that if you can come and beat Peaburg here, you got a good team.
I know.
Because this place is going to give you a 5 to 7, 8, 9 point advantage to start, even if you're the underdog.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great that Hal can come here. We had one of the best matches, one of the top 15 matches in Peaburg history in 2012 against Hal.
Uh-huh.
That goes down as one of the best matches ever. And so that's what you want, right? That's what you want in the sport. You want to, if the sport is going to grow, we have to have more matches like this.
I agree.
Quad meets are great. And tournaments are great.
Saturday night duels, bring them.
Dual meets are what makes the fans' interest in the sport and what makes the student sections come out. And you're going to see it tonight. This place is going to be hopping. Hal's bringing a great team. It's exciting. This is what the 80s and 90s and 2000s were all.
It's a purist. I remember Saturday night duels. So Friday night duels, and it was fantastic.
Every match was a 1 point.
Yes.
There was hardly any bonus points.
Yes.
And that's what built it. And this is what this place was built for.
Yeah.
Those matches.
When I walked in the doors, the first thing I could smell was pork roll. Well, I don't know if you're Taylor ham, pork roll. I say pork roll. First thing, and that's always a good sign. You walk into a nice old venue, pork roll, it's going to be a good night. You know good things are going to happen. So what is your I'm a little preoccupied watching. You ever lose here?
I mean,
In this gym? Have you ever lost in this gym?
I have. I did lose. Let's see. My junior and senior year, I didn't lose any matches. My sophomore year, I lost to defending state champion Jamie Wicks.
Oh, Del Val,
Who was a senior. I was a sophomore. He beat me here in a dual meet as well as the district final.
Wow. Okay.
And I lost that year also to a Northampton wrestler.
Up here.
In Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Wicks was a stud.
Wicks was great.
Yeah.
He was tough.
He was a two-timer. Was he a
He was a two-timer. Yep.
And Jamie Wicks has picked up another state championship. Final score, Wicks over Guarino, 4-2. It's difficult to repeat, and maybe it wasn't pretty, but he is a two-time state champion in the state of New Jersey.
Wrestled a kid from Union in the finals both years. I think Guarino was his name.
Yep.
Maybe Guarino.
Larry Guarino. Yep.
I think he wrestled with Guarino both years as a junior and senior. But Delaware Valley's 15 was a huge rivalry.
Yes.
Their head coach and our legendary coach Rick Thompson, we had battles throughout the year.
Slick Rick Thompson.
Yep. And so Del Val was a great rivalry because it was close and it wasn't far and fans could travel. But yeah, so this was a great place. It was a great place to watch wrestling when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, and it's like I said, it's one of those things. And I'm not alone. There are so many kids, my friends, my teammates, and kids today that just grew up, that grow up saying, I want to be a Phillipsburg wrestler.
Yeah.
I want to wear that singlet. I want the Phillipsburg across my chest. And kids that are wrestling today, they're wrestling and they know it. They're wrestling for somebody that they don't even know the name of, because that's what it's about, right? It's about representing the legacy,
the legends before you,
right?
And said it at the same.
We say that. we say that to our students. I still say it to high school kids when I know all these kids. I have 2 seniors in high school. I have a sophomore daughter at Phillipsburg High School, so I know all these kids. When I was high school principal for 6 years, I mean, and I was high school principal when we were still here. And this was just, being part of this in different capacities, right? As a wrestler, it was awesome. As a coach, it was awesome. And then as an administrator, it was cool getting to know the kids on a different level. And just knowing what they were experiencing was really cool to me. It was like really a special feeling. I know what these kids are going to experience tonight, right?
Yeah.
And I would never have given it up. I wouldn't give it up for the world. And it's just so awesome that we can do this, that we can still do this, that the sport is still thriving, that Phillipsburg is still turning out great teams. I mean, we're not the top of the state, but there's not a lot of public schools that are.
Right.
But we've been able to continue to sustain. Yes. I don't want to say a dynasty of work, but we've been able to sustain, I'll say greatness in this sport and a respectability in this sport. And it's tough to do. It's hard as hell to build tradition and legacy. And people, it really is.
Well, it's funny. You touched, not to interrupt, but you touched on history. And part of mainly what we do is we try to let these current crop of athletes know who came before you. It's important. A lot of these kids, even with the tool of social media and instant, I can find something out instantly. I think it's safe to say these kids don't really care as much as we cared. I was a wrestling historian as a kid. I would look at the box scores. I would read the articles. I would ask questions about the guys before me. And I think the legends before these guys, one day these kids are going to be considered legends.
This is Timmy Flynn, 1995.
What's up, Timmy Flynn? How are you? How you doing, buddy?
Four-year starter.
Maybe we should chat with him.
Place finisher in 1995.
All right. How long take? When'd you graduate?
1995.
All right. You want to chat with us when he's done?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Coach at North Hunterdon High School.
Okay. All right.
He's been running our 7th and 8th grade team for the last 5 years, doing an awesome job.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just these
He's an
kids,
assistant principal in North. Yeah.
gotcha. These kids one day are going to be considered legends 30 years down the road.
Yep.
But do they want their names to be remembered? And if they do, they better start remembering the names of the kids 30 years from now,
Yeah.
So that's kind of,
In our practice room, we hang the state champions. We hang the 100 match winners.
Yeah.
It's just sort of a reminder for those kids, like you're building your own legacy, your own chapter here.
Yeah.
But you're also, let's not forget, and let's set some goals for yourself as to what you're here for.
Yes.
You're here to be part of something special. You're here to learn the life lessons and all those kind of things. But there's going to be a core group of kids that are going to want to be part of that 100 match win club and try to become the next state champion. Because let's face it, Phillipsburg had state champs year in and year out. And we've had one state champ since 1996. In 30 years, we've had one state champ, Brandon Hall. In 2012, 2011, 2012, he was a 215-pound state champ. Before that, it was Mark DiFrancesco. So DiFrancesco won in 96 and Hull won in 2012. And that's it.
Yeah.
So the talent level in New Jersey today has really, the tremendous amount of talent in South Jersey. That wasn't around when I was in high school.
Yes.
So the talent pool in New Jersey, and we're one state champ. Pennsylvania's got 2, right? AA, AAA. New York's got a couple. Ohio's got a couple. Well, you win a state title in New Jersey, you are the best at your weight class in your state. It's a very deep state. Very tough state.
Yeah.
So kids know it's a tough task today to get on the podium, let alone to be at the top of the podium. And I say it all the time to kids. There will come a time when winner will ask what you did all summer. And if you're not going to commit to the sport, and if you're playing 3 sports and you're playing multiple sports, that's one thing. But if all you're doing is wrestling, that means summer, you got to get after it. You got to wrestle 50, 60 matches in the summer. Fall, you got to get after it. Because that's what the best that's what the best in the state are doing today.
I agree.
And that wasn't like that when I was in high school. You wrestled during the wrestling season.
Yeah.
Maybe you did a little tournament. Maybe you went to a wrestling
camp or something.
camp in the summer. But for the most part, you didn't have to do that. This is different today.
Well, who did you grow up? What Phillipsburg wrestler did you grow up idolizing?
I mean, there in the 80s, there were, the early 80s, John Barner was a 3-time state champ from Peterborough.
Chip John Bonner out of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, unseeded, 24-1 record coming in. He has won the New Jersey State Championship at 101 pounds.
And then his brother Mike was a state runner-up and a state champ. Dave Boncher was a 2-time state champ, 1-time runner-up.
Boncher and Darren Gowski. I remember
Darren Jofsky beat him in triple overtime his senior year to stop his streak. At 3. And then there was, there's some other wrestlers because we used to go to Princeton every year. Like my dad took me to Princeton every year. That was the highlight of my year. I mean, you go down there and you fill the book out. You get the program, you fill it out. And they always had the stud on the front cover of the Princeton, so the kid from Highland, Joe Malcury, 3-time state champ, Penn Peanut Butter, our kid in the finals his senior year. Malcury was on the front of the book with his tattoo on the top of his.
Unheard of back then.
Oh yeah,
unheard of.
So I mean, those guys, and then Jason Hawk, who was a state runner-up his junior year. I was 2 years behind Jason. So those guys that I was growing up with. That's who we came to see.
Now, is Jason the father of the current crop of Hawks?
No, different family. Different family. Yeah, different family.
They're not even related?
Not related, no. So they are be distant cousins, yeah.
So you have 2 Hawks not related in one town?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
Hawk, who's at Princeton now, wrestling, 2-time runner-up. Just a great kid, valedictorian of the class, just a super kid. So...
I assume they were related.
That's what, that's like growing up. I mean, those kids were like your idol, right? They were like, and I knew that like when I, my career started at Phillipsburg and then I was fortunate enough to win a state title as a junior. Like I knew the responsibility I had in the community to the younger kids because I was one of those kids not that long ago looking up to some of these state champs that Peterborough had year in, year out. And it was a big responsibility. It really was, but it was awesome. And I was reminded of it. My coaches reminded me of it. My parents reminded me of it. And it was great. It really was great.
Yeah, you went on to, you were also an accomplished football player.
I was, yeah. So I like I said, I've had.
What did you like more, wrestling or football?
I actually enjoyed wrestling more, but it was difficult to to give up a football scholarship. I had the opportunity to go to Penn State and be coached by Joe Paterno, and I just the opportunities that I've been presented with in my life, I'm just so grateful for. I mean, I just tremendously grateful. And then having the opportunity to come back after Penn State to become a teacher here, and opportunities to grow into an administrative role, and
the ultimate full circle, right?
Yeah. And it's just, I pinch myself sometimes, because sometimes I just feel like I'm living a dream. I mean, I've just been so fortunate and so grateful at the opportunities that I've been presented with, and to watch, other student athletes achieve their goals.
Do you still live in Phillipsburg?
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I live in Lopakon Township, which is like a sending, they come, kids come here. Yeah. So, I did move, my parents moved over to Pennsylvania after I graduated.
To Easton?
They moved to Easton.
Yeah.
Yep. They built a home over there.
You're not allowed to move to Easton.
I know. I don't tell many people that. But so they moved over there. So I lived in Easton a short time, and then my kids really wanted to come to Phillipsburg. It's really all they knew.
Yeah,
I was working in the district, so they came here 2, 3, 4 years old.
That's cool.
So I've had I had the opportunity to go to Penn State, play football, and I also was able to wrestle up there. And I wasn't necessarily, I didn't have a great career in either sport up there, but I had some great teammates and friends and coaches that the lessons I learned up there, I'd never take that.
Well, Greg, listen, I can't thank you enough for the hospitality.
This is awesome.
The fact that you took the time to sit down and talk with me and Pete, and we're trying to do the right things and give the places and wrestlers and coaches the time that they deserve and the mention that they deserve, and that's what we strive to do, and we're trying our best to do that.
It's awesome.
And this is where it starts, covering events like this.
And Mike Moore, who WEST was a local radio station that telecast every single Phillipsburg sporting event. I shouldn't say that, basketball, football, and wrestling.
Right.
And he was the voice of WEST, and obviously radio's gone today.
Right.
And so when WEST went out of business, we actually brought Mike on as our play-by-play.
That's awesome.
So his knowledge base of Phillipsburg wrestling is beyond what you'll ever experience. So
What's up, brother?
So I'll let you introduce Mike.
Yeah, please.
And let me know if you need anything.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Just got done with Greg Troxell. Now we're here with the legendary Mike Moore. Mike's a long-time radio, Phillipsburg wrestling radio announcer. He's the man. He knows more about these four walls than probably even Greg does. So, Mike, thanks for coming on and chatting with us. I know you're busy. You got a busy night ahead of you. Give us your POV of what these four walls means when we talk about Phillipsburg wrestling.
The place had magic. There were, I can't tell you how many times they were underdogs, and they pull off the big win. And I used to call it pit magic.
Okay.
There were, it could be the little guys, it could be the big guys. You were talking to Greg Troxell.
Yeah.
He had a pin against Nazareth with a headlock. They were down. They got 2 pins and a decision in the last 3 bouts to pull it out. And Nazareth had been a favorite. And Greg headlocks a guy, and the place goes bonkers. It gets the fall, and that was when you started low and you ended high in those days.
Yes.
As opposed to pulling it out of the hat.
Right.
But the place has always had magic.
Do you like how the sport has evolved, or do you prefer it the way it used to be?
I'd rather start low.
You like
go high? Yeah, I'm an old guy.
What about wrestling just in general? Do you like how it's evolved?
They are so much more talented today than they were years ago. I go to the Wrestling Nationals every year. Mm-hmm. They are so talented.
They're amazing. I know.
I mean, one mistake, you're toast.
They're done.
And it leads to some cautious wrestling. But in the quarters, the place is crazy, and there's enthusiasm there. That's like there is here.
Yeah.
Tons of enthusiasm here.
So how many matches have you called here, approximately?
That's something I never kept track of. No, but we did all the home matches for a lot of years. I mean, I started in 1980 calling matches. The first I was there in Princeton. We used to do the state championship.
Yes,
WEST was the only radio station that ever did any of that. We used to call the semifinals and the finals. When John Barna comes off his back to get a pin, down 10 points in the third period. at Jadwin, and then we went to, the old convention hall, and then the new convention hall, Meadowlands, and now, I mean, the arena now is a nice, nice place, but, those places they were something else.
You have almost 50 years of covering this.
You're killing me.
Well, no, I'm just trying to put things in perspective.
I've got 45.
Wow. I mean, you've seen it all. I mean, if especially when it comes to Phillipsburg wrestling and this venue. I mean, what's the wildest thing you've ever seen happen here? Fan-wise?
Brawls. There was a state sectional with, now you're going to challenge me. They're from Essex County somewhere.
Okay.
And it ended up a big brawl in the stands. People were flying around.
Really?
There wasn't a lot of that.
Okay.
There were great matches here with Highlands.
Highland in the 80s, right?
Yeah. When Highlands had Melchiori.
Yep.
There were some great matches with Paulsboro.
Yep.
That series is discontinued for a few years. When they packed this place to the rafters. They would wrestle Paulsboro on a Saturday afternoon.
Black out the windows.
They blacked out the windows to have the pit atmosphere.
It would feel like a night match.
Oh, yeah.
It would feel like a night match, yeah.
And then there was a time we used to broadcast from up in the top row. It would be about 6,000 degrees in a wrestling match up there. You'd be ready to go out and wrestle yourself. You were so warmed up.
Did you wrestle?
No, not a day in my life. My father was a Phillipsburg grad. My father took me to my first wrestling match in 1964, 22 with North Hunterdon.
Wow.
And I don't know, I fell in love with it. I would have played basketball if I was good enough.
That's funny.
But I've always loved wrestling.
It's hard to explain to people that don't follow wrestling how emotional this is, how intense it is. You can walk into this arena right now and you can literally feel the excitement. You can feel it.
This is religion here.
Yeah. Well, that's obvious. Yeah.
You grow up in it. The midget programs, they're wrestling at 40-some pounds. And some of those kids they're gonna grow into studs at this level.
I mean, at 445, I mean, people were rolling in before the JVs even started. That's pretty cool.
Back in the day for districts and when they had regions here, they'd be lined up 2 hours in advance and looking for every way possible to sneak in if they couldn't get in.
Yeah, I can't imagine regions being here. Wow. Oh, back then that was what, region 4 or 5?
Maybe
or 3.
Like 1.
Oh, region 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know what? We were lot of District 12, so I guess that would have been Region 3.
Region 3.
Region 3.
Okay. Region 3. So what do you anticipate tonight? Do you anticipate a good match?
Well, Hal just beat North Hunterdon. They won 7 bouts and scored bonus points in all 7.
Yeah.
So people got their work cut out for them tonight. Yeah. So, we're looking for a little pit magic.
Is Phillipsburg, they're just young.
They are.
Correct? Yeah, they're young.
Yeah. And they graduated 2 very dependable starters.
Hammers.
Yes. I mean, they were good for 12 points a match.
Yeah, of course.
That's a tough loss.
So pit magic, now you got me wondering, are we going to see some pit magic? So what is pit magic? Does that mean just a pin out of nowhere? Does that mean you're getting the calls? Does that mean
it's an upset.
Other teams are gassing out? What is it?
It's an upset.
An upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
And and a big one.
Okay.
But they get charged up by this crowd. When you're on your back, everybody's yelling. You don't know if they're yelling for you or for the other guy.
I know.
So and talking to Coach Gagliano, he said this is an opportunity for his guys to wrestle in this atmosphere.
Of course.
And you don't get this everywhere.
No, you don't. You don't, for sure. Yeah, I like it. And I'm curious to see when they dim. I'm sure they're going to dim the lights, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dim the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're the voice. You're the voice of the live stream, or you're the voice of the gym speaker
on the live
stream.
Yeah.
So when you're watching, this isn't live. So when you go back and watch this match on YouTube, this is the voice. Mike Moore, he's the man. He's the man. Listen, I appreciate you sitting with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us. Guys like you is why this sport is badass and why it's special and why the pit is special.
Everything that can be done to promote wrestling is a good thing.
Yes, I totally agree with you. We're all doing our part, right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck tonight. All right, guys, we're here with Ed Mancinelli. Ed is the longtime PA voice in the gym here at the pit.
Correct.
Legendary voice, legendary guy. Thanks for having us. We just want to know a few things about these walls that make this place special, in your opinion.
Right.
In your opinion, share something with us.
Well, I'm a 1968 graduate of Phillipsburg Catholic High School, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
But I started following Phillipsburg wrestling in 1967.
1967.
And I got totally wrapped up. Of course, a lot of guys I knew from Phillipsburg in my time. And through the first 4.5 years, Phillipsburg had a 58-match unbeaten streak. And that was in the tough East Penn League in Pennsylvania. So that was a great start of being a fan of the sport, because they didn't lose for 4.5 years. And then I just stayed with it. And actually, I started my PA career at my alma mater, and I announced my first match in 1971.
Really?
It's 54 years ago.
Yeah, I was born in 72.
Yeah. So, and I enjoy it. I mean, I'm Italian. I have the gift of gab. And
You should be talking to this guy then.
and I just really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. The fans are insane here. It's a blue blood, blue collar town, especially in football. They're the all-time leader in wins in New Jersey football history, Phillipsburg High School.
I didn't know that.
That's correct.
I didn't
But anyhow, as far as wrestling, it's a lot of fun. The fans are passionate. They're knowledgeable, great coaches. And it's just an overall, it's a great, fun experience to do this.
So how did you get the announcing gig? How did that happen?
Well, like I said, I did it at my school for
Right.
12 years. And then a guy eventually I got a job with the maintenance gang in his school district, and my son was a basketball player and his coach was our AD. So I mixed all that together. And when I found out the guy was retiring, I went to him. I said, Tom, I can do that. I did it 12 years at Phillipsburg Catholic. Since I was an employee, that made it easier. And I started actually here in the 96, 97 school year.
Wow, okay.
So I've been doing it about 33 years in high school. But all the other years, I did a lot of grade school, middle school.
That's awesome.
And I also announced football, basketball, girls softball. Actually, I announced 5 different sports. 5, on and off.
So what do you do when you lose your voice?
I don't. Seriously, it's a lot of fun. I love it. I have a lot of friends who come. They're passionate, and it's just a great experience to do this. So,
Are you excited about tonight's match with Hal?
Hal is very good. Our kids are going through a little bit of a rebuilding.
Yeah. It's cyclical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some green kids, freshmen, they're taking their lumps, but
Yeah.
very, probably the toughest schedule ever in wrestling and ever. This year, the schedule is brutal.
Loading them up.
A lot of top teams, and it's going to be a struggle, to be really honest, but it's experience, and it's good.
So are the acoustics better here at the new gym?
Well, the new gym is so big.
Yes.
It holds 2,300 people. And because of the ceiling height, it's better here.
Okay.
But the crowds are, you can't fit, the people that go there, you can't fit them in here.
Right.
Which is a good thing, But overall, again, I can't stress the fact that it's just a lot of fun to do this, and I really enjoy it. Yeah.
What do you what's the craziest story that comes to mind when talking about inside of these walls
Well,
during a match?
Well, it's kind of a negative thing, but like back in 1992, It was in a state playoff match, and the fans got a little overzealous, and some crazy stuff broke out. I'm only going to say it that way.
Between amongst each other or opposing?
No, the fans.
Yeah, but was it fans within fans or fans against other?
No, the other school.
Okay, I got you.
Maybe I shouldn't read it, but there's been so many exciting, wild, wacky matches with great finishes like Paulsboro,
27-26.
Kittatinny Regional, of course Easton, who's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And I go on and on about that. I've seen hundreds of them.
So
it's a lot of fun.
Is there any love lost at all for Easton? Are they that much of a rival?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
In every sport. You could play tiddlywinks against Easton, and then you would have a crowd.
That's great.
I'm just kidding about that.
No, yeah, I know. But that's great.
No. Track, swimming,
But you're circling Easton.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. That's and there's a lot of families that migrated over there that had kids that played against Phillipsburg, and a lot of people go say, hey, those kids should be over here, but it's because of how you migrate and all that stuff.
Who decides what match is wrestled here? How is that decision made?
That there, I really can't tell you. I guess the administration and the coaches, they talk about it, and they just kind of pick one out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But this one here, this team is very good. How?
Yeah, they're tough. We're gonna
rich tradition, a lot of good kids. Yeah.
I'm glad that that they decided to have this match here.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, I can't stress again how much I enjoy doing what I do.
Oh, it's fun. It sounds fun. Looks fun.
Oh, it is. It is.
How any tricks to pronouncing a name that you look at?
I study them.
Okay.
And I don't know if you noticed, before the match, I go to the opposing coach.
Gotcha.
And I go down the names.
Phonetically.
I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I really enjoy the Italian names because I'm Italian.
Ends with a vowel, got to be.
That goes without saying.
I appreciate you chatting with us.
Thank you.
I know you got to get prepped up and ready to go.
Yeah.
And thank you and good luck.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks.
Attention, wrestling fans, parents, and future state champs. This is your podcast. We're shining a light on the toughest high school New Jersey wrestlers and coaches who are building warriors one takedown at a time. Follow us, like, and subscribe on your favorite platform. Doesn't cost you anything, but it goes a long way to support the show. Don't just watch the journey, be part of it.